watch back those self-inflicted errors to really assess them? And then in your locker room speech that went out, you said all of this is correctable. Did you feel that way after watching some of those?
Yeah. When you turn the ball over that many times with our group, it's not something that you typically see. You know, they got hands on balls a few times, but a lot of it was things that, like I said at the end, that we can correct.
Wayne, on your right.
Yeah, Coach. Just looking at when you're going small with Giannis still out there, how would that look or fared for you when you've gone back and looked at it?
It hasn't been bad. It's actually been pretty good. The turnovers probably hurt both groups more than anything. There is trepidation from a rebounding perspective. You know, we got to hit bodies before they get to the paint. And, you know, it's a little bit different not having an anchor out there like DA and not having Dario out there. But I think Torrey's, Jay, Cam Johnson, they've done a pretty good job of battling for boards. Torrey flies in there to get rebounds, and it's really helped us. So there is some give and take with that lineup, but it also allows us to spread the floor on the other end. And, you know, if we can, which we will, take care of the ball, I think that lineup will look even better.
And just real quick follow with Aiden, I thought that he had some moments with Giannis where he held his ground and forced a tough shot. How did you think of his defensive effort compared to game 3?
It's a tough task, but, you know, holding your ground without fouling is paramount with anybody going against Giannis. And I thought DA did a good job. The times where you get in trouble is when you want to reach at the end, you know, and that's just a human, a natural thing to do. But I thought he did a decent job last game, and our team defense around it is improving.
Gina in the middle.
Hey, Monty, right here. Book gave David Crew a shout out maybe about a week or so ago, which is helping him sort of even create stuff he can do in his home. And just like, how valuable is that when, you know, your best player is, you know, has that trust in the staff, not just to come in here and do the work, but like, hey, I want to talk with you and also give me some pointers and some stuff that I can also do at home during the off season, all that stuff.
I think the trust comes from, you know, his success and when he does have aches and pains or tweak, their ability to help him get back faster. You know, nowadays, guys are making so much money, they have groups of people for a lot of stuff. And so I'm good with either one, but I do value the guys that trust what we do in our building. And I think that's where that came from. You know, he's gotten stronger, more explosive, and he's more durable. And so I think that's where those compliments came from, just to show that appreciation. At the same time, you have guys who have people outside the building that do the same thing. I think anytime you invest in your career that way, whether it's inside the building or outside, you see the passion to get better.
Sam?
Monty, Kellen mentioned the video of you talking to your group, and I'm just curious in terms of the psychology of a series like this and you prioritizing right away, you know, that idea that don't start drifting on me. You know what I mean? Don't let your heads get down. I mean, you've learned that as a player, as a coach, but is that everything right now when it comes to going into Game 5 the right way?
I think it's just life. You know, you're going to face stuff. You know what I'm saying? And the human tendency, the natural tendency is to, you know, drift and not count your blessings. And that was what I was trying to do, is remind our guys how hard they've worked to get to this point. And that was a tough loss, but any loss in the finals is a tough loss, you know? And so I didn't really put much thought into it. Which is usually what I struggle with. But our guys have accomplished so much, and we have something right in front of us that I didn't want them to lose sight of, even in that moment. And I hope it served them and us well. But when you've been kicked around as much as I have in basketball and life, you learn that you have to keep your head up, look for the positives and everything, and count your blessings, because it's typically not as bad as you think.
Quick follow, speaking of positives, it seemed like on the court after today, you guys had a neat moment with Willie, assuming that's related to his next challenge. And for you, when you see, Willie was going to be in the running for jobs regardless, but when you have this success, it kind of breeds success. Just what does it mean to see somebody like that getting this opportunity? It's hard to talk on it because I'm not quite sure it's official. Yeah, Cole, is it okay to like?
They haven't announced it yet.
Yeah, they haven't announced it, but I think anytime you have guys on your staff or guys on your team get promoted or make the all-star team, it's important to celebrate that stuff. And Willie's somebody that he's one of my best friends, and I've coached him. I played with him. He was a rookie. I was his vet. I coached him in New Orleans, which was like weird. And now working with him, and not just him, but Tara, Aaliyah, Mason, Ross, like their family is near and dear to me and my family and our hearts. And so, if all of this is official and he moves forward, I'm happy, and I'm unbelievably sad about it, because he's just a huge part of my life, and he's been a big, big part of our program.
Mark in the front.
Hi, Monty. How have you seen Chris be with you and the guys in the last 48 hours? And knowing how he's wired, how do you anticipate he'll try to course correct next game?
I just see Chris being Chris. He's always intentional about everything. He's focused. I find myself struggling when I can't help him. That's what we've talked about the last couple of days, but Chris is fine. He's just, he's focused. He's all about winning. The conversations are all about basketball right now. We know what's in front of us. You know Chris Paul. I mean, everybody in here's seen him. There's not a person in our locker room that's not expecting him to not come out and play really well the next game. But his focus is at a high level right now.
And to clarify, is he all good health-wise?
Yeah, he's fine. Other than having to deal with me, he's good.
We have Dave and Jim. Sorry, last two.
Monty, staying on that same line of question with Chris, having the benefit of reviewing the film, 10 points, the turnovers, what'd you make of his performance in game 4?
A blip on the screen. That's how I would term it. You're not going to see Chris have those kinds of games frequently. I've been around him long enough. I've coached against him enough. That's how I would term it, a blip on the screen. Or the radar. I think I used that incorrectly. Yeah, you guys get it. I'm malapropping here.
Jim, last one in the back.
Hey, Monty. I guess sort of along those lines, after the last game, Drew Holiday said that he hoped the Bucks' efforts with Jeff Teague and Drew specifically kind of making Chris have to work 94 feet would have some effect, because Drew's like, I'm tired. So I guess how have you seen the Bucks try to affect Chris in that way, and maybe some of the other guards with their smaller lineup, and try to get Teague and Holiday maybe together at times to maybe wear him out, for lack of a better phrase?
I guess I've seen it the same way you've seen it. They're just trying to guard him full court. I thought we did a much better job of hitting ahead and getting off the ball and letting other guys initiate. But I mean, you said it, they get tired doing that. So it's, it works both ways. At this point, it's all will and grit. You can't talk about being tired. Our guys aren't. So I've seen the same thing you've seen. They're just trying to pressure Chris and slow him down. But I thought Book did a good job of pushing the pace on hit-ahead passes. Even Jay and Mikkel and Cam. Cam Payne can do it as well. So that's just been their way of trying to slow him down.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.